Hello there, welcome back to Betamax Blocker. Can you believe it's been a whole year since I've started making these videos? And it's been so much fun to make videos on home media stuff and the Beach Boys and all my other interests, and I've gotten so many wonderful comments and posts and extra commentary on my material, and I can't thank you enough for that, for all the likes and subscriptions and whatnot, and I look forward to being on YouTube for many more years. I thought we'd do something a bit different today for 1 year on YouTube. No, you're not getting another kazoo video. Maybe that'll be a subscriber milestone. And we'll take a little break from the Beach Boys. And there'll be some different content coming up too. Some James Bond stuff, some Three Stooges stuff coming up. Please do tune in for that, and always leave a comment because I love to read them. But I thought today we'd look at some weird home media gadgets. Do something a lot different this time. So let's start off with this channel's name, of course, Betamax Blocker. We all might be familiar with the Betamax Tape. See the logo down there? Here is a blank one used for recording. Not sure exactly what year it's from, but it did come as part of a bargain, buy two and save. Betamax, of course, lost the format war to VHS. I don't remember Beta growing up, but I have several Betamax tapes on my various displays around my house. Get them even cheaper than VHS tapes. Sometimes you can get VHS tapes for nothing. They're really cool as kind of relics of the past. Betamax Blocker comes from that when I was a teenager many years ago, in health class, there were two things that the health teachers always belabored: the circulatory system and beta blockers. For some reason we learned about beta blockers over and over again in health class. It's always stuck with me. So I said, hey, I have Betamax tapes. Why not Betamax Blocker? And I've shown some of my other Betamax tapes in my videos on Key Video and on MGM UA's Great Books on Video. You can see a few of my commercial ones here. Here's a weird VHS box. This is probably from a rental or a library. I talked about this in my History of Universal Monsters on Home Video video last Halloween there. Hate saying video twice in a row like that. But there's a tab on the side to press, and if you press, it pops open, and the tape is in there like that. Sometimes it can be difficult to close, it has to be lined up just right, but it's the only one I have that opens like that. Such a strange box. Speaking of weird home media VHS boxes, here is a squeeze and shake with Alfred Hitchcock's Lifeboat in it. You would squeeze the side of the box and kind of shake the tape out. The plastic is all cracked on this one. I have a couple others, but I wanted to show off this Lifeboat video. Kind of a weird way to have a case, but you couldn't just take the tape out. You have to actually squeeze the side and wobble it around a little bit. Kind of different than what we're used to. And I've thought about going back and cutting the plastic off, but it's such a relic, I can't bring myself to do that. Here's a giant VHS box. If you open it up, big old Sony video cassette in there. This is much different than anything else I have. If you have more info on these 60-minute KCA video cassettes, please do let me know. Very weird shape. This actually came from a work from home, like a mail order curriculum kind of thing. This came in the mail. That kind of stuff. Very strange. And this huge box. Let's see how big that is. Please forgive my noisy neighbors. They must have bought a new gun. They're out back testing it on who knows what. Of course, in the days before VHS, sometimes you'd get things on a reel like this. This is a Super 8 reel. Little tab on the side there. And open that up. Plastic Super 8 tape reel. No tape on it, unfortunately. It's in the handy can there. Different. And there's a tab on the side where this was processed at the photo lab. Your cost, $2.19. List price, $2.55. So there you go. Wasn't too much to have your home movies made up there on Super 8. Speaking of reel-to-reel kind of stuff, I talked about this in my Best of the Beach Boys Volume 3 video. my only Beach Boys reel-to-reel tape. 2 complete albums. And it's pretty nifty. Someday I gotta buy a Beach Boys 4-track. I've never even seen one in person, but one of these days. But that was kind of cool. That blue tab there is where the actual tape begins. I don't have a reel-to-reel tape player, but I do have one Beach Boys reel-to-reel. I just dropped the box, which made a very interesting piece, I think, for my Beach Boys collection. Speaking of recording stuff, you might need your brand new Microsonics micro recorder there, or excuse me, I should say Microphonograph. It's there in 4 languages, just in case you're not sure. It's a nifty little piece of equipment there. Unfortunately, this one is broken. It's been taped up quite a bit along the back, but a little recording device there. You have your play button and your stop eject button there. Nifty. This is not in working shape. It's just a cool little display piece. I like it though. And last but not least, something I'm not 100% sure what it is. So help me out if you can. Like that giant video cassette, it's in this enormous box that you could probably bludgeon somebody to death with. And there's a slide tab on the side, and if you lift it up and slide it, the box will open. And inside we have this big white cartridge. This also came from like a study from home mail order cassette program there in the plastic box, but I'm not sure what type of tape this is. It isn't quite the same as that other giant Sony one I showed you, so I don't really know what the story behind this is, but I thought it was so cool. It looks really neat. Something a tad different. You can see the box has directions about closing it and reinserting it and stuff. Pretty cool. So that was just a little treat for today, something a tad bit different. Next week we'll get into some different stuff too, with the Three Stooges and James Bond coming up, and before too long, the next Best of the Beach Boys release. Again, I can't thank all of you enough for subscribing, for liking, for leaving comments. Please excuse my neighbors. And, you know, I hope to see you again around the channel. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.